Welcome to the Next Drink podcast. How we doing, boys? This is your host Adam Brazizi, joined as always by Nick Calderon and Chris Garabedian. Uh how we doing, fellas?
Doing good, bro. Ready to
No
talk
com-
some off season.
No complaints. We're a day closer to free agency. Celtics are doing pretty good. It's not too bad.
Yeah, so the
Yeah.
plan for today's episode, we're gonna grade the Patriots positional groups. We touched on them a little bit with the free agency preview, but I thought we kind of deserved an overall grade. I know we did that at the midseason. We're starting to do a little bit of draft prep. I think draft prep's not the easiest thing when you're looking like first round before free agency because it's like, oh, we're like digging into receivers. If they go get a wide receiver one, they're not going to take a receiver. But I've been picking out some guys that might be there first round that might piquing my interest, and I know Cal and G are the same. So we'll talk a little bit about that, and then the meme with a kid whose like head is bursting when he's like sitting in the classroom. Like that's how I feel about how I need to talk about the Celtics right now. So we're gonna talk maybe 15, 20 minutes Celtics to end, depending on what we have for time. But let's jump into it. So grading positional groups, quarterback. First off, I mean, as much as the playoffs weren't good, you still got to give the kid an A. I thought.
I'm not giving him an A. No, we're doing the playoffs now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm gonna give for a cumulative. Like he gets a B plus because the regular season was an A plus. The playoffs was like, I don't know, a C minus, D plus. Like he didn't have a great playoffs.
Yeah. I was teetering between the B plus A minus line, but I got an A minus where I think his regular season was that good. And like looking back at it, the Houston game, I know he didn't have a good playoffs, but the Houston game, like he really wasn't that bad. Obviously, it was more the fumbles than anything else. So I gave him an A minus.
Yeah, I mean, we said this before we jumped on, but this is really hard to do because there were some drastic differences in some of these groups between the regular season and the
Oh my
playoffs.
God,
That
yeah.
like it's like, and part of it, like you said, like they played some awesome defenses. He definitely was banged up.
Sure.
Played in some bad weather. It was really just a Super Bowl that was horrible. That like I'm finally kind of jumping back into NFL this week. Like I needed a couple weeks of just like I don't even want to think about football because that game was so bad and kind of scarring. But yeah, I mean, dude, the thing is, he carried this team all season. Like he was so freaking spectacular in the regular season. I thought he still played well against the Chargers. Not like his greatest game, but he's got some stuff he's got to work on. Like we said last week, the turnovers. We don't have to talk too much more about that. Running backs first. Before we get to the grade, they did cut Antonio Gibson.
Yep.
I think we all said that like last week when we were on the show. So as predicated by the Next Ring podcast last week.
Yeah, I actually thought he was gonna be back. You guys were kind of on that one.
Oh no, okay? So you thought sorry. Me
I
and
thought
Cal
he'd be
said he was
back,
gone.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
said my
Yeah.
apologies.
I did see something though that like there's a chance that they bring him back on like a minimum because he really wants to be back, and I guess his wife was all over TikTok like making posts about how the Patriots should re-sign him and like bring him back and stuff like this. So who knows?
Yeah, I was gonna say I could see it being something like that. If he's like he makes it to camp. Like why
Yeah.
not bring him to camp? See if he looks okay from the injury.
Give him a
But yeah,
physical in July and see where he's at. Like have him do a workout. Sure, he's worth bringing in for a workout, but who knows what his knee's going to be like? By
Yeah.
that point.
Even if he's freaking back, if he looks okay and you put him back at kick return again. Like
Yeah,
he
he's a
took
great
one, he
kick
took
returner.
he took one to the house. Like even if it's just for that.
even if he's one of those IR to return guys too or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he kind of serves a lot of, like you said, kick return, some of that pass catching stuff that they didn't have late. But for the grade, I went with the B minus. Like I said last, I was pretty down on Travion. I mean, he obviously had some great moments, but a lot of dud moments. And I mean, Ramondre, for a good chunk of the season, was extremely reliable. Like I think half of the season worth, he got like a nice A, but then he was hurt and he looked pretty bad when he came back from the injury. He had the fumbles. So I think B minus is a reasonable grade.
Yeah, I gave him a solid B. I think good, not great. I think the biggest thing holding them back is finding a way for Trevion to be more consistent, more of a consistent contributor, and then just a lack of involvement in the passing game for both of them. I think Ramondre obviously had showed some, but not enough on like a true consistent basis when it's like truly a passing down. So
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a B as well. I thought Travion had some good moments this year. He had some moments of inconsistency. I thought Ramondre, after the early season fumbles, was like just like a really solid player for them. I put a lot more of their issues, whatever like they didn't accomplish, more so on one, the offensive line, and two, a little bit of the play calling to not get them the football in appropriate places. So, but I thought the players performed, solid B.
Yeah, no, I think that's
yep.
reasonable. Wide receivers, I think it's a little similar to the quarterback situation. I said B minus for here as well. I thought they were like a strong A in the regular season, totally above expectations, got the job done week in, week out. And then the playoffs, I just thought they really fell back to earth. I mean, especially the last two games where I think they were like a C minus D in the playoffs.
G, you could take this one first.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a C plus. I thought they were like solid. Like Diggs had a good regular season. He had 1,000 yards. Booty had some good plays. He's good deep ball. But I don't know. I felt like during the regular season too, Drake kind of carried them and made them better than what they are. I still don't think it's like a super talented group. Didn't do a ton in the playoffs. So I'd say C plus because they still did have some good moments in the regular season, but nothing special.
Yeah, I was debating on hammering this group,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna go with a solid C. I think we all knew it, and I think they just got exposed in the playoffs. Like Drake definitely carried them. As soon as we started playing some better teams, you just saw him just not able to show up consistently. And I mean, in order for them to be anything more than that, like you need like to be an A type receiver group. That's like Rams level. Like you got
Yeah.
Puka and Devontae. Like we have a deteriorating Stephon Diggs. Had a great year. Love what he gave us. You have Kayshon Boutte, which I think played well, but he's not a number one. He's
No.
maybe a number two in all reality at some other teams. But like if anything, he's probably best suited for him is probably a high end 3 or a guy you can make a 2. I think it's a C. They got a little bit that group got exposed down the stretch.
Yeah, they couldn't beat
Yeah.
man coverage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can't
Matt
can't,
Collins
create
was
separation.
Yeah.
Matt Collins was really good. I thought I think it's like
Yeah,
grading them
Sure.
above expectation or like versus the league. It's just tough. Yeah, I think Bootie's gonna be interesting going forward. He's still only 23, which like you're looking at some of these draft kids and like they're like I was looking at this
yeah.
one of the guys I have on my list for later. He's like 25, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
23 years old. There's still room to grow for that kid. He
Yeah.
seems to be a hard worker, so he's gonna be an interesting one.
He's gotten better every year he's been in the league. I mean,
Yeah,
every year that he's
exactly.
been a pro, he's gotten better. I mean, he was like, here for his first year, then he was like here, and then this year was like, he's gotten a lot better. So I don't know. There was a reason why he was going to be touted as a first round draft pick at LSU before one of the biggest fraud loser scumbags ever, Brian Kelly, ruined his career. One of my most hated coaches of all time. Hate Brian Kelly, loser. People forget he killed a kid at Notre Dame. But he ruined Kayshon Boutte's career. So he could, by moving him to a position that like inside the slot, that's not his game. But that's a story for another day.
Yeah, and just to add up, like I still do like this group. Like nothing against Kayshon Boutte. Like we've talked about him all year. I think like love what he gives us, and like obviously made some great plays. I just think I think a C specifically because of what happened in the playoffs.
Yeah, reasonable, reasonable. Tight ends, I said C plus, kind of similar to the receivers where it was like, yeah, they had a good regular season, then they were just totally non-factors in the playoffs. I think Henry was one of the most disappointing guys on the roster in the playoffs where he had a couple drops. He had scored the one touchdown against LA, but that was really it. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
C minus. I think it was just a deteriorating group, old group, not explosive. they're meant to be a possession group and just more down the stretch. And maybe some recency bias, but
Yeah,
C minus.
C minus. This wasn't a very impressive group. I mean, Hunter Henry had some nice moments earlier in the regular season. He looked like he aged like Benjamin Button. The second half of the year in the playoffs, man, he was brutal. They got to get some. They got to get some other guys in here. They got to completely revamp this room. This isn't good enough.
I don't get how it's Benjamin Button.
Me, I was gonna say
is
it
in
might help
reverse.
him. I was just gonna let that slide too. But you're usually spot on with those, G.
Oh wait, no, Benjamin. Yeah, you're right. Fuck, Benjamin Button was. He was born old. Damn it, I biffed it. Damn it, you're right.
You boofed it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Boofed it.
Offensive line. I mean, I'm gonna go C minus. They got to be a lot better going forward. There needs to be, I think Elliot Wolf was talking about like, yeah, it sounds like they're going to stick with Campbell at left tackle. They think he was banged up, and that's why he played so bad. And it's like, sure, but he's also something like, yeah, Wilson might stay at left guard. It's like you can't run back this group. I know like those guys should get better as in their second year in the NFL, but there needs to be some more investment there because they were not good.
Yeah, C minus. Same thing.
I'm gonna be a little bit more harsh. This is a D. This group did had horrible playoffs. Their regular season, they did good against the bad teams. Whenever they played a good pass rush, they didn't play well. There were stretches where they couldn't run the ball. This was not a very impressive group. This is a D. They did not have a good. Their offensive line needs to do a 180, and they need to really focus on protecting Drake a lot better. So no, I wasn't impressed with the. Now last year, the year prior, the 2024 season, it was probably the worst offensive line I'd ever seen. So it's an improvement in that regard. So credit to them for improving in that area, but still not good enough. And the fact that we even made a Super Bowl with this group is stunning.
Yeah, it's funny because those the line, tight ends, receivers, quarterback. And if you ask me like early January, I was like, yo, these guys are all like been so, even the line, it was like they'd played so well. Like not like amazingly well, but like they were an adequately pretty good offensive line for a lot of the season, even when Campbell went down. Now, like part of that might have been the schedule stuff. Like there's a lot of factors into play, but obviously, I guess the cream of the crop, they were completely exposed. And that was a unit that was exposed by far the most of anything on the team. And even they obviously made the Super Bowl, which is crazy. But as you were winning those games, it was like, man, they can't block. So,
yeah.
Now let's go to the defense. Defensive line. I think this deserves a strong A. Like they were the best unit in the team for a very large part of the season. And it really showed up in the playoffs. They were exceptional.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it would depend on how we break this up in this, I guess, clarifying question.
Interior defensive line. That's what I meant.
Okay, I was going to say, like, because I have pass. Yeah, I mean, agree with you then. If it's interior, yeah, it's a solid A. This was probably the most consistent group front to back all season. So, yeah.
Easiest one we'll do. Interior defensive line's an A+. This was like the best part of this team, I thought. They were when they were healthy and they had Milton Williams and Barmore and they had Durden, Farmer as these depth guys. They were like unblockable. They're the reason why they made the Super Bowl because teams couldn't play offense against them.
Yeah.
A+.
And I get the good thing. I mean, outside of like potential Barmore stuff, everybody else should be back next year. I guess Tonga maybe too, but just should be. There was so much depth on that side of the team that they should be back next year. The next one, edge. This is where it's going to be a pivotal offseason for this group. I got a C+. I thought Chason was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't like he was like all pro status, but he was pretty good. And they didn't really get much else from anywhere. I mean, you had some moments from Elijah Ponder, some moments from Harold Landry, but he was a massive disappointment. So, what do you guys think?
C-. I think he had some good. If Chason did not have as good of a year as he had, this would have been low D's for me.
Yeah, I think Chason too. It's worth like he upped that in the playoffs. He was really good in the playoffs. His metrics were great.
That's what I'm saying. Like minus Chason, this group is arguably the worst in the league by themselves.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I go C. I thought Chason, obviously, like you guys said, pretty good year. I think Elijah Ponder showed some things. I think he could be maybe a player for this team next year. I kind of like him. I think he's someone they want to keep around. Landry, I hope whatever he
Hmm.
had with his knee, they can scope it out or whatever, because he did not look like the same guy after that Saints game. He came out hot and then he was hurt, and I don't know what it was. He was just grinding it out, but I mean, they're expecting him back on the team. I don't think he's going to be like a cap casualty. I think he's going to be on the team. It sounds like so. They need him to be healthy and see if they can get anything out of him. Well, they're probably going to lose Chase on. But yeah, it's good. I would say this was like a solid C because they did up their game in the playoffs.
Yeah, Landry's turning 30 this offseason too. I mean,
Yeah.
the little draft prep I'm starting to do, it sounds like all the
Good
draft
deep.
guys are saying this is like an incredible edge class. Deep.
Yeah.
It's good at the
Yep.
top of the draft. It's got depth. I got a couple guys I know to doing some research today. So I think probably the most likely position they roll with it at that pick 31, if they keep it, is edge. Unless
Good
they do some
chance.
sort of Crosby thing. But I mean, it's like if you can get a player for cheap, kind of like the idea of just taking one of these kids in the draft and rolling with that personally.
Yeah. Depends who's there, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Linebackers, I said B. I thought they had a really solid season. I mean, for a long stretch, Robert Spillane was playing like an all-pro. Ellis was really good. Gibbons was all right. So obviously I mean, their run defense was incredible, and linebackers have a lot to do with that.
Yeah, I gave him a B plus. I thought the linebacker group actually played great, especially down the stretch. And I think once Zeker just started to ramp up the blitz rate, I think the pressure that we created from the most part came from those linebackers. Christian Ellis was a huge part of that. Once he started just playing faster, I think up the middle was the strength of this team, and that goes from defensive line to linebackers. I thought the linebackers actually all found their footing, found their role, and it all kind of meshed well together. So
Yeah, you could see this team getting better at this spot, like as the season went on. They didn't start off that great, the linebackers, but man, by like late October, early November, they really started playing well. That Giants game, they were a wrecking crew. So I'm going to give them a solid B plus as well. Christian Ellis's ascension it's pretty good, and they have him on a nice little deal too. They still have him under contract this year. That's a contract that's in favor of the Patriots, because if he was in free agency, he would get a nice chunk of change this upcoming season. He got a lot better as the season's gone on. So good athlete. Spillane was really good when he was healthy. Jack Gibbons gave a couple things in there. Tavai was a solid role player. So it's a good unit.
yeah,
Christian Ellis' hit on Jackson Dart, one of the highlights, best moments of the entire season.
yep.
Something
Oh,
that you won't
definitely one of
forget
them,
for
yeah.
a long time. Absolutely cracked him.
And then the
Quarterbacks.
second best moment of the year, same game. Corey Durden on national television, just hot mic talking shit. Second best moment of the year.
Cornerbacks. A. Great group. Great season from those guys. Shout out Carlton Davis.
Yep.
Interesting to
Shout
see
out.
when it was interesting to see when Gonzalez. You have to think they're just going to give him that contract. So it's funny with the NFL too. Like, I don't like how it's like, oh, this guy's extension eligible, and like you got to pay him like a higher number on his rookie deal still. So like if they extend him now, he gets it like year 4. That cap number goes way up, right? Is that how it works?
I think there's
think it
different ways you
does.
can. I think there's different ways you can structure it, but yeah, I think there's usually upfront money. I think the way that these things have gone is you can give a lot of upfront money, and then still have a lower cap hit.
Yeah,
But
it's NFL economics again. It's so confusing.
yeah,
It's tough. What do you think, G? Or grade wise?
A plus. I mean, this in the interior defensive line was just outstanding. I mean, Christian Gonzalez was the best player on the field in the Super Bowl. I know we didn't win the game, but he was the best player on the field that game. He was outstanding. And he was all playoffs. So I mean, he's a great player. I think Carlton Davis was a very good number 2 corner. I know a lot of people didn't really. Well, actually, mostly just your friend group chat, Bruce Easy. I don't know why
like
they were shitting on him.
yeah, honestly,
Bunch of
But
nonsense. Bunch of knuckleheads.
he's a good player. I don't know. I thought he had a great game against Houston. He played well. I don't know. And then Marcus Jones. What can you say about Marcus Jones? One of
yeah.
the best slot corners, if not the best slot corner in the NFL. Dynamic and special teams. I mean, Alex Austin's a solid depth piece. This unit's great.
Yeah, A plus. I mean, I'll say more of an A. A plus is tough to. I'm just gonna hand them out, but the A's they were exactly what you said, top to
Yeah,
bottom.
if I were in the business of buying football jerseys, which who knows, I could be,
I
Marcus
am.
Jones would be heavily in consideration for a jersey.
Yep.
What a
But
player that kid is.
I could
on
see you
on
getting
the
a Marcus Jones one, bro. That sounds like up your alley.
yeah,
I know I haven't bought one. The last one I bought was Mac Jones.
Oh,
that's what I'm dude. That's why I'm my history of buying, like, I'm scared to buy any new jersey. I swear I'm like the Madden curse. I'm the jersey curse. I
You
bought
can't go
Gordon,
wrong with like a Drake
dude.
May.
No, I'm on a like historic run.
let's hear it.
I bought a Gordon Hayward jersey, snapped his leg. I bought a Jacoby Myers jersey. He was gone like 4 months later. I bought a Jason Tatum jersey, popped his Achilles. So I'm done. I'm
Yeah,
just
stay
rocking.
away from
I'm just
Drake
gonna
May.
I'm gonna wear my Edelman jersey for the rest of my life.
Can you get a Josh Allen jersey, maybe?
Like, honestly, I should have bought like a Sam Darnold jersey or something.
Yeah, fuck.
I got a Malcolm
Yeah.
Butler, and that's kind of like just an all-time classic. But yeah, I got the Mac Jones. I think it was this. It was like I saw like the notification that the Patriots announced Mac Jones as starter his rookie year. Immediately got the jersey, and that will never be worn again.
Just change last name on the back to May. You'll be all right.
I think I had a Kyrie too. Maybe I'm on the same trajectory as you, Cal, because I got some bad ones too.
No,
Do
You
have a
guys are
D-White.
jersey bushes. I'm the opposite. My
I got a
jerseys are
D
great.
White though. D White, my most recent Boston sports one, so can't hate on that. I got a Devers. That's another one.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Safeties. I'm gonna go with an A. I thought they were really good. I thought Craig Woodson was one of the best guys in the team in the playoffs. Hawkins was solid. Interesting to see what they end up doing with him because he's a free agent, one of the better guys in the market, I guess. I mean, I think that's a guy you could probably replace the draft, to be honest. But what'd you guys think?
I gave him a B plus. I thought they played great down the stretch. I think like playoffs. If we were going playoffs, yeah, that's an A. That's an A group. Just year as a whole, I think B plus.
Yeah, I went B plus. I thought they had a great playoffs, and again, it was another one of those things where they ascended. Right, like they didn't start off the year that hot. They weren't playing that great at the beginning, but they just got better and better. And you could see that Woodson and Hawkins had a great chemistry together. I mean, Woodson's a player. I mean, they got one there. I mean,
Yeah.
he got better every week, and then in the playoffs, he really showed out. I do hope they keep Jalen Hawkins around. I thought he was a good piece for this team. Good player. I'm not sure what the price point's going to be, but I would like for them to re-sign him if possible. I thought he was a good player for this team.
Yeah, I think we talked about it last week.
Yeah.
I think you definitely. I think you definitely try to re-sign Jalen Hawkins. I think continuity back there is super important, but at the same time, this is his chance to get paid. Like this is this is his big contract year. So like you gotta let him go
Test
test
the
free
market.
agency. Yeah, and like if someone gets crazy, like hey man, go for it. Congrats, like awesome. But I would love to try to find a way to keep him.
Yeah, I think that's what this offseason is really going to be about is like kind of keeping our own guys, extending Gonzalez. Like I don't know about you guys, we'll obviously talk about it as we go, but I'm not expecting this to be like this isn't going to be like last year where it was like a free agency frenzy where like, the first day we're getting Shefty and Rappaport bombs out of like all these guys that were signing. It's not going to be like that. This one's about like extending some of the guys that we have, re-signing some of the guys we have, and then maybe making a couple of depth moves, and then maybe one splash move.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems less likely they're going to do something crazy, which I kind of think is the right move. Like, keep building this thing up.
Yeah, I think there's some obvious ones that you can fill via trade or some other avenue that just immediately make the team better and make everyone else around you better. So I'm an advocate for being aggressive but not reckless.
Yeah, there's a balance.
Yeah. How about
You don't want to
teams?
be scared and like, we
Mhm.
spent the last 2 years, we don't want to do it this year, but
Yeah,
and go let Buffalo go get AJ Brown or one of these other guys on the deal that you could have had. You know what I mean? You can't do that. You can't you play scared. You're not going to do anything. You won't be back in this game at any point soon. But at the same time, like, right, like you're not going to give up 2 first-round picks for a player who's, entering their late 20s either, and you're going to pay him $30 million. Like, that's bad decision making. But,
Yeah.
there's a difference between that and then, being aggressive for the right type of guy.
Yep.
Value hunt. I think it's like if you're gonna trade a guy, I don't like the idea of where this team's at of like let's give up a multiple high picks for a guy late like in his late 20s. If you got to give up like a third for like a guy, a good player on value, like sure, but
There's
I don't know.
certain positions, not to
Yeah.
sidetrack this completely from the
Yeah.
grades, but I think it's position based because I mean we've just proven it. Whatever it is, the Patriots just seem to not be able to find or draft receivers. So like, dude, just go sign or trade someone that you just know is a pro and gonna be good. Just like, please go do it. It
Yeah.
makes everyone else in that room better too. So
Yeah, no,
that
I think this is a good conversation though, because it's like I think we talked about it a little last week, but it's like it looks like Alec Pierce is gonna get tagged. It sounds like it's just for the
Okay.
Eagles to trade AJ Brown, like they have to still eat a bunch of dead money, and it's like, is that I feel like it almost feels like it's gonna be tough to get them to do that. So I don't know who you ends up like. It's like or if you go sign Romeo Doubs, it's like, is that really moving the needle for what they have?
no.
He's pretty
Now
good. He's not
I
scaring the lights off the other team. You know what I mean?
agreed, but now would you trade a pick and booty for AJ Brown?
What's the pick?
Depends what pick.
Second, third round, whatever it is, something like that. I don't know.
Again-
I haven't done too much diving into what it's actually going to cost. I think it's still too early to
3-5 and booty, and you give us a sixth or a fifth back. We swap fives. We'll give you a 3 and booty. Maybe.
Yeah, something like that. Something
Who
like
knows?
that. That's why, in like as a transition point, doing a little digging into some of these prospects. The first guy I had was my thought was like, if they aren't able to find one of these guys, like just drafting a wide receiver at 31 or maybe moving up like a few spots if you really like one of these guys is still there. The first guy I looked at that I've been hearing some chatter, this kid Denzel Boston from Washington. He's gonna be 22 by draft day. He's 6'4". He's like a big, not super fast or like separator, but like a really good tough catch point guy, like tough competitive kid. 20 touchdowns the last couple of years, like really good red zone target. Like that could be a type of guy. It's like, yeah, you draft him and he becomes May's go-to guy for years, right? Like, and there's a few other guys that'll be there too. So, I don't
You
know.
guys remember his dad? You guys remember his dad, David
No, it's
Boston?
not. It's not his dad.
It's not his dad?
I was positive. I was like, oh, there's gotta
Wow.
be. I looked it up and I was like, no, his dad's just some random guy.
Wow, that's disappointing. It would have been a better story if you just went with it than it was his dad.
I know,
His
I
dad
know.
was a nut.
So, see, hold on. Boston is maybe it is his dad. He is his dad. Okay. What the hell did I see, dude?
I knew I wasn't crazy.
No, yeah, you're right.
What's this dude's name?
Denzel Boston. I mean, it's like, yeah, it was like, dude, he like plays like his dad. He's like this big, toughest kid. Dude.
Yeah,
What the
I mean,
hell?
I'll tell you this: if I was going by my normal draft strategy breakdown, then yeah, I'd be all in on this kid for no other reason than his last name and the Patriots. So
There you
like,
go, Cal.
I'm in. That's how I normally do this thing. It's just like, all right, cool, I like that.
His dad was kind of a scumbag. He was a good player at Ohio State. He was a good player for the Cardinals, and then he got like a bag. He got paid. I think it was either by the I think it was the Chargers paid him, gave him a huge contract. Then he just got a Dewey, stopped Karens, did steroids, and was terrible. He was so bad. And he was out of the league like a year or two later. That's what I remember about David Boston. But he was pretty good in like Madden 02, Madden 03.
Yeah, I just changed my mind on him, Brew. I just looked him up, and I just realized I don't want to draft another Washington receiver.
That came to mind for me too. But they have produced some good players.
Yeah, but I don't know.
And yeah, I mean the plan will be like
what number was Jalen Polk?
pick
30.
No, I mean what number did he actually wear at Washington?
one.
Did he wear one? Or
yeah. I mean, the thing with Jalen Polk too is he was projected to be like a third, fourth rounder. They took him the top of the second. That pick was just horrible all around. It just never made sense.
And it also what he went into, like, probably a tough place to like, there obviously wasn't much going on in that offense
But
with,
he was also like
Van Pelt.
he was like this kid's like a lock to be a solid player. Like he's a professional, smart, tough kid, and he was just like a punk. Like
Yeah, it could
he
have
was just like
been
a
more wrong.
loser. Yeah. So I don't know. That was my first prospect that I think is really intriguing. But again, like I think with the draft stuff, once we know what they do in free agency, we'll be able to like, all right, let's do some episodes like
Mhm.
narrowing in on position groups. Right
Yep.
now, it's tough. So who did you get? Who was GL? Let you drop a name.
Let me go with Blake Miller, right tackle out of Clemson. Played, I think, 700 straight snaps. Didn't miss a snap last year. Played all 4 years at Clemson. Really good pass protector. Needs a little work in the run game. But like just a classic 4-year starter in the ACC. Never missed a snap. Really good player. Someone who will be there at 31, very likely, and I think can be a replacement for Morgan Moses. So I'm going to go with Blake Miller, someone I'd like to see as a draft target for the Patriots there.
Yeah, I've seen him floating around those ranges too. I like that too. I mean, if it's not receiver, it's got to be right now at least. It's got to be receiver, edge, or tackle. Those are the three positions where it's like feels most likely, but it's also like
Yep.
get the best player you can. Cal, how about you? I know you're not as big a
Yeah.
draft guy, but
Yeah.
it's
I
early.
mean, I kind of had a quick dive. I mean, one person, just because I've just doing a quick read up on him and then watching his highlight, like the receiver. I know I was just shitting on the Patriots for not being able to draft receivers, but KC Concepcion from A&M. If you haven't watched his highlight tape, it's worth watching. He just looks like a fun football player. He just looks like a football player playing receiver. He lines up inside, he lines up outside, he lines up in the backfield. Good route runner, great after the catch, and like all like the profile on him is that he consistently creates separation, seems to understand like zone defenses already, and has gotten better each year. So
Oh, he's nasty. I mean, I watch a lot of college football. I know exactly who he is. He made his quarterback look a lot better than his quarterback actually is. I don't think his QB is that good, but no, Concepcion's legit. He's a good player, man.
yep,
Uh,
his my favorite thing about him is after the catch, like he is not go down. Like that's a perfect example, like right
yeah.
there. He just doesn't give up.
I love this.
Yeah.
Can we get
So
some highlights in from the South Carolina game, Brew? Because I remember Texas A&M was down big in that game, and I live bet them, and he had a game and helped me win that bet. So yeah, you don't got to sell me on Concepcion. I think he's a good little player, man. Although I'm worried though, right? Like if the Patriots draft him, he's gonna like suck because like that we just suck.
I know. I
At
really
draft
hope not, but
receivers.
Oh, I think Marcus. I think I keep some reason in my head today. I'm doing the same thing. Kyle Williams. For some reason, I keep thinking of him as Marcus. I have no idea
yeah.
why, but I still think that he could end up being a good player. I think his like yards per catch was like 22 this year. Like there was a lot of big plays with Kyle Williams. There's a lot of consistency needed. But yeah, no,
Mm-hmm.
I think this is for our audio listeners out there. We've got the YouTube playing the KC Concepcion highlights, and I'll start doing this for everybody we talk about.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me pull my notes back up just for a second here. My next guy I had Zion Young, edge from Missouri. This kid, I know a lot of the draft people really like him. 6'5", 262, like great physical traits, good size, length, and strength. Good against the run and the pass. Like a really, really good motor on the edge. His pass rushing wasn't as great. But he was just a solid player for Missouri, and it sounds like the type of player that I think I could see them targeting here at 31.
He's a variable guy. He was the captain of that team. He was the MVP of the Senior Bowl. That's definitely a guy they would target, Brew, 100%. If we're going to go to edge, another guy. There we go. We got him up on the screen. There
Zion
we go.
Young.
Zion.
I
Zion
love
forever young.
I love the fact that he showed out in the Senior Bowl. I think that's just how to see kind of the apples. These are guys all that are going to be potentially drafted and are NFL players. These just aren't game highlights type of thing. So I love Senior Bowl stuff. So the fact that he was defensive MVP, I'm all in on that.
Yep. Another guy I want to talk about, edge guy, Omar Mason from Oklahoma. This kid can fly. He is like a legit pure. Now this other guy, Zion Young. He's like a traditional like Vrabel guy. Like he'll play the run, he'll play the pass, whatever. Physical defender. This guy
This is
Omar
the kid you're
Mason is
talking
like
about,
a
right?
legit
R. Mason.
R
Yeah.
Mason. Oh, R Mason. Was I calling him Omar? Shit. R
Yeah, I was
Mason.
confused. I had him on my list too. Yeah, this kid
Yeah.
can move. This kid is quick.
Yes. He is like, you guys remember Alden Smith on the 49ers? That pass rusher who
Yeah.
had got in trouble with the law, but he came into the league and lit the league on fire. Kind of reminds me of Alden Smith in that way. He gets off the ball, can fly. This kid, single in the regular season when they beat Alabama, he was dominant. This kid's good.
Yeah, he's a little small. I think that's like the downside on him. But the athleticism, like I don't know if he'll be like a guy who's great against the run, but talking about the guy who can go get the quarterback. This is a guy you're looking at. And I think with the pass too, it's not like they just need one edge player right now. Like this team needs like depth. Like
Yeah.
they could draft 3 edge players and I'd be fine with it this year. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
that'll be interesting to see how they go. Cal, what do you got next?
No, this is just to go off of this guy I've
Yeah.
heard like people talk about. So I know this is, I think, someone that a lot of people are eyeing as a Patriots option. So, yeah, and mine probably not going to be anything. Another edge rusher. I think it's either edge rusher or O-line. O-line, I don't even want to try to pick because I don't have enough research on it. But another edge rusher was the kid TJ Parker from Clemson. He's someone that might. I think he's probably going to go before, but there's a chance that he might follow us. So, yeah.
Clemson had a ferocious defense this year. They always do. I mean, this kid's a player. I mean, I think a lot of those guys from Clemson the last couple of years, Byron Murphy ended up being a good player coming out of this program. I mean, Dabo is still a fraud, and he's still completely biffed how to use NIL and be a modern coach, but he still gets his defense playing pretty well. So, no, this guy's good.
Yep.
Yeah, like I said, there's so many edge prospects here that are interesting. The next guy I had, I know I talked about him a little last week, and I was watching his highlights today. I mean, I don't know if I think it's probably unlikely he'll be there.
I would trade up for this kid.
This kid, Kenyon Sadiq,
I would trade up
out
for
of
this
Oregon. Kid. Yeah, this kid, he looks like he almost looks like a running back. Like he's not that. He's only like 6'2", 6'3", I think, which is kind of small for a tight end. But as far as just a pass catcher, like dude, this kid jumps off the screen. He was awesome.
Yeah.
And he's just turning 21. Really explosive after the catch, but also down the field. Like, look at this. Like this is like, give me a kid like this for Drake May. Again, audio listeners, check out the YouTube. We'll put this one up because we're going to be putting the highlights up there. Yeah, this kid can play. And again, like one of these good pass catchers will likely fall to 31, I would think. Or like somebody that we really like will be there for them, which is kind of the beauty of like having a pretty good team already. You know, like, oh, we need to like.
Yeah,
somebody should be there.
Just look at these highlights real quick. This dude looks like a specimen.
Yeah, this kid,
is Vernon Davis.
Yeah, I'm all in. I'm all in on this kid. Like this is a game changer. This would like we know how tight ends can work in this Josh McDaniels offense. Like, granted, I know he's not a Gronk or anything like that, but like you get like this is a guy that we need a tight end like this.
This kid's
we talked about it last week.
Yeah. No, I'm all in on this kid.
I just don't want you boys to get your hopes up. He's not going to be there at 31, so we're going to have to trade up. We want this kid.
It's unlikely, but you never know.
He's going to be 15 to 20 is what they're saying. So it's like we're going to have to move up.
I remember I saw one watch a couple weeks ago. They had him falling at 31. It was like they were like, if this kid's there at 31, the Patriots have to take him. Which that makes sense because like this kid's a player. What do you got next, G?
Before I go to that, I do want to say, did this kid do his combine stuff? Because if he's done his combine stuff, I'm betting he's going to test like a freak, and we'll definitely get him out of any range of the Patriots.
Absolutely, no, he hasn't done it yet. I don't think.
Okay. The next one is this kid. Now, this is the guy. I had his name wrong. I was confusing the Omars. This kid is Omar Cooper, the wide receiver from Indiana, I want to say.
Yep.
Yes, Omar Cooper
Do
Jr.
you have
This
that
kid.
catch at the end of that game?
Yep, this
That was
this was
legendary.
Mendoza's go-to guy. He had 13 touchdowns this year, just a shade under 1,000 yards. Really contested catches, just like a tough physical guy. Went to Indiana when it wasn't popular to go to Indiana. You know what I mean? Before Signetti got there, stayed there. Tough kid. Was the best receiver on a national championship team. Obviously had the great play to win them the game that saved their undefeated season against Penn State. And he just does everything. Tough catches, run after the catch. He can scoot. This kid's a good receiver. I'm worried the Bills might take him though. I could see the Bills snapping this kid up before us at like 26 because he's projected as a late first round pick, and them giving Josh Allen another toy. But I like this kid a lot.
I hate that the Bills picked before us because we got
What's
similar
his-
needs.
What's his height and weight? What's this guy's like? He doesn't look that big. I don't know much about him. I don't watch college football, so I know Indiana was a wagon. But
He's 6 foot 205.
okay, that actually ain't bad.
Who you got
I
next?
think if they don't move, if they don't move forward with Diggs, if Diggs is not on this team and this kid's there, he could maybe be a replacement for Stephon Diggs,
Okay.
in this offense in terms of like the position that he'll play.
All right.
Yeah, I like that call.
For me, later on, just because unless you got another one, Brew, that you wanna go for that you
I
have.
got a few, but I'll let you go first.
Yeah, I think it's later round, and it's a tight end because I just think it's such an area of need. Is the kid Sam Roche from Stanford?
How you spell it?
Roush. Yeah, I think he's I think 6'5", 240, like moves pretty well, or 6'5", 260. Sorry. Not anything that's like, again, he's not a Sadiq or anything like that, but can move, big body, does a little bit, can play in the run game as well as be a reliable receiver. I think I just like the 6'5", 260 kind of build with where he could be a little multiple.
He looks like an NFL player to me. This kid.
Yeah,
He's big.
I like all tight ends coming from Stanford. That's a program that just like produces tight ends. Zach Ertz, Colby Fleener was a good player coming out of there. They've had a couple of other good guys
There
too.
was somebody else too. Yeah, no,
Yep.
that's a good call.
Yeah,
My
and
next
I know they're
one,
saying, and they're comparing him to like Colston Loveland, which I mean, I don't know where they get that, but obviously someone watches more film than I do, so I'm a big fan of Colston Loveland, but
he's a little bit more thick than Colston Loveland.
I was
He's
gonna
thick
say,
with
yeah.
two C's, this boy.
yeah,
if this kid's like Colson Loveland, sign me up.
dude, he looks like freaking Farrell Brown. Tell me you don't see Farrell Brown as you're watching. I don't want to like shit on my own pick, but like he reminds me of Farrell Brown.
So my next one, I think this kid's a really interesting prospect. This kid, Caden Proctor from Alabama. He's like a tackle guard prospect. He's absolutely enormous. This kid is 6'7", 366. He's 20 years old.
Damn. 6'7",
like
366.
Yeah, he's massive, and I think he's got
What?
some motor questions. Like he's like a little bit of laziness questions.
Oh my
but
God.
They think he might not end up working as a tackle, but if he moves to guard, it's like if you can put like a massive human being next to Campbell on that left. Like right now, it was such an issue where both of our guys on the left side were undersized last year. You're just putting this massive kid.
Oh
You can
my God,
coach him
dude.
up. Dude, look at this kid. He's massive. Gee, any thoughts on this kid?
Remember Chance Warmack, who played at Alabama? He was a big guy. He was a big left guard. Similar thing. He ended up going way higher in the draft. That's what I think of. And he did not work out, obviously, because he had like character concerns and he was just like a little lazy. I don't know about this cat, man. I don't know.
I don't know either. He's interesting though.
Yeah, I mean, he's got all the talent in the world, but I don't know. If he's, I don't want him. My answer is no. That's Alabama's probably the team I watch the most in college football. This kid, he should have been way better than what he was in college. Given his size, his physical skills, this kid should be going like top 10, and he's not because of the extra stuff. So for me, I'm out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
somebody's
take your
gonna
word
bite on
on
him
it.
in the first round.
I'll take your word on it, but the only thing I keep seeing in my head and everything you're saying is I just think of Trent Brown. And Trent Brown had similar stuff, but if you can get a guy like with that, because I'm just watching this right now, he's fucking huge, and he moves. You see, he's pulling from left tackle all the way to the right side. He's pancaking guys. He's fucking enormous. Like, if you can figure out some of that other stuff, or if you can get Vrabel to tap into him or something like that, like, depending on, I don't know, what round is this kid going to be looked at?
Yeah, but that's the thing, Cal, right?
first.
So Trent Brown was a 7th-round pick. This kid's projected as like a late 1st-round pick.
Oh, okay.
You
I
don't
didn't know
wanna
he was a late 1st-round pick. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we were going to take a flyer on this kid in the 4th round, I would say, yes, he's worth it. I don't know, man. Not at 31. I feel like I'd rather something that I feel really good about there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Agreed.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that part I definitely agree with. But just like what, like for O-line highlights to sit here, like even just look, like he just
he moves for that size.
he moved 6'7", 366, and he moves like that. Like,
it's like that couldn't have been
pretty damn impressive.
Campbell. If it were to work out, it happened. He's an interesting prospect. I thought, like, just in general, that what this kid ends up being, like that
he's
size, it
interesting,
was like,
too.
wow, this kid is monstrous. And I do think, like, adding some beef to that left side of that line, like a guard with some size next, whether it be a tackle that moves Campbell in eventually, I don't know. And I know there's a couple other guys. There's like a good 3 or 4 late 1st-round tackles they're talking about, so one of them will be interesting. Do you guys have any more guys? I had one more.
Go for
Not
it.
anyone that I know anything about.
I was doing this and I was like, I could keep doing this all day. I love kind of researching this shit. This kid Hakeem Mesidor.
That was going to be the guy that I said.
Kid from Miami,
Wow.
Kid from Miami, yeah.
This kid can play. So he's going to turn 25.
That's the biggest
in April.
knock on him.
Like, that's crazy, man. That's like, that makes it a little bit tougher, but he was really productive at Miami, and he was rushing on the opposite side of this kid, Ruben Bain. He's going to go like top 10.
Yeah.
And he has an injury history. So, like, there's a lot to be concerned about when you watch the highlights. Like, all right, this kid, there's something there. So, I don't. What did you like about him, G?
His motor, his physicality. He's a dog. He can rush the passer. He can stop the run. I don't know. You see that Notre Dame game? That drive was when Notre Dame was going down to try and win the game at the end of the game, week 1. That ended up knocking Notre Dame out of the playoffs. He won them that game to start their season and really catapult their run to the national championship. This kid is a player, man. I know Ruben Bain gets a lot of talk, and he should. He's awesome. This kid, he might not be just as good, but he's legit. This kid's something. But, you know, like you said, 25 is pretty old for a draft prospect. You know what I mean? So that's concerning. I didn't know he was that old.
Yeah, it's like on one hand, maybe you take a 25-year-old and he's like ready to be really good right away. On the other hand, it's like, is he capped out? It's tough. You got 20-year-olds, you got 25-year-olds. It's such a crazy range. Like that's why that kid Sadiq is like, he's 20 right now and he looks that good. Yeah. He's gonna grow more. He's gonna grow into himself. Man, I would love if they could find a way to get that kid. So that was kind of our like early dipping our toes into the draft. Typically for me, once I start getting to the draft, I get like really into it. So I'm really looking forward to getting more into this stuff, doing some more episodes. Once we but like I said, I think having free agency first will make this easier because there's just so many. Like, it's crazy to me that these draft analysts like know 350 players, the ins and outs about these guys. Like, it's a crazy business. But it's a lot of fun trying to figure out who they're going to go with, like knowing about these guys when they picked them already, like we kind of did I did last year at least. So any more thoughts, guys, before we talk maybe 10, 15 minutes on the Celtics?
No, I think just there's the obvious gaps in this roster that we know about. So I think it's going to be revolved around that, or it should be, especially in the early round. I think in the entire draft, but probably even more in the early rounds. So it's offensive line, it's edge rush, it's some type of receiver slash playmaker.
Yeah. Got to build this thing through the draft, right? Like, they got 12 draft picks this year. They got to get it right. You know what I mean? Like, why this team struggled for so many years is because they kept whiffing on draft picks. So, I thought last year was still a pretty good draft. I thought we identified some good players. Got to have another draft very similar to that this year. It's critical they nail these first 4 or 5 picks. These guys got to be players for them.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a massive, massive draft. I think they need it can put this franchise in a great position if they come out and hit another 3 or 4 picks with really good players. It sucks that they're picking 31. It's a lot of guys I'm looking at like, man, it was nice picking top 5. You really get your pick of the litter there, but
I'd rather be here.
oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I'd really like to be picking at 32 if we're being honest, but
Yes, very good point.
Yeah, let's do some time in the Celtics. I don't have any notes planned. Dude, this Celtics season, man. Like we were talking early on, G, where some of the early episodes, we were doing like a quick Celtics 5 minutes. We were like, yeah, I think they might tank. It's like, man, this team they are like they're playing as well right now as they were in 2024, which is crazy.
It's unbelievable. My turnaround on the Celtics, me and you did those early episodes. I was like, maybe we should just, have one of those years like Golden State did when Clay was hurt and Durant left, and maybe we just, sit Jalen out a few nights here and there, try and it's a great draft class. And that's what I was kind of thinking they should do, take a year off. They played a lot of games. My whole thing changed on this team right around Thanksgiving time when they played the Pistons. I think it was the Tuesday or Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Detroit was hot. They were on that huge winning streak, and then the Celtics beat them in Boston. I'm like, oh, okay, they're on to something now. And then they think they were like just a game or two above 500 from that point. And since then, they're, I think, 29-10, one of the best teams in the league. Jaylen Brown's having, an all-time great season. He's going to be first team All-NBA. He's a legit MVP candidate. And, if you were asking me, and I would say Joe Mazzulla is the coach of the year in the NBA. He's done a phenomenal job not letting these guys have a loser mindset, not letting these guys have the woe is me mindset. Oh, team's on here. Oh, we lost Porzingis, Horford, Drew. No. They're competing, and they're getting a lot out of guys you didn't even think they really could. Like, Neemias Queta has had a really good season so far. He's improved tremendously. Pritchard, great at whatever role they ask him to do. I already mentioned Jalen. Like, he's got these guys rolling on all cylinders.
Yeah, I think it comes down. This team has completely taken the identity of Joe Mazzulla, and it's like that's exactly what you want. Like you're getting contributions from everyone. Obviously, Jalen is having an unbelievable year, and again, probably taking on a bit of his identity too, which I think him and Mazzulla are like kind of hand in hand with that. Both a little, obviously, super competitive type guys, like both ends of the floor. Like there was a couple highlights from that Lakers game where they're like the defense was just like suffocating, and it was all 5. And it's like I fucking love seeing that shit. So like they've completely taken on the identity of Joe Mazzulla, and then I think what you've gotten from Pritchard is obviously awesome. Hugo like showing up in spots has been great. So I think Vucevic was a good addition since, he's almost averaging a double-double. Like just helping in the rebounding game, I think has been great. I think he fits.
Yeah, gee, I remember we did like our season preview, and I was saying like, yeah, like they need like one of these young wings to pop between Shireman and Walsh and Hugo and Josh Minot. Obviously, they got rid of Minot, but the other 3 are all been really like Shireman is good on defense. I did not. I thought like, oh, this kid like maybe he'll be like a guy who can get some buckets. Like he's guarding Luka like pretty well. Hugo. So there's like these stats on like NBA Twitter. They're like, oh, like the Celtics net ratings better when Jalen's off the court. It's like, well, that's happening because he comes out and they run out lineups right now with Pritchard, Vucevic, Hugo, and Walsh. And Hugo and Walsh are just maniacs defensively. Like genuinely 2 all defense caliber players. The way those guys guard, like their instincts. Hugo is going to be I don't know what that kid's going to be,
He's so young.
He's 19. Like his instincts defensively are just crazy. And like he hits the shots a little bit. Like he doesn't have a good handle. But like given how well they've developed players over the years, like that kid that might end up being like an all-star caliber player down the line. Like I don't know. He's like there's such like a I have no idea what his ceiling looks like or his floor. Like he's such a unique player. But yeah, man, I like you. I think it's really Missoula deserves. Like I'll say this, Missoula in some of their playoff series over the last 3 years, I thought has been subpar. Like I thought in the Knicks series, it was like,
Yeah, we just let you.
all right, back from technical difficulties. This guy Joe Missoula, man. So like I was saying, I think he had some rough moments in some of these playoff series, like the Knicks series last year comes to mind. I think the Heat series they lost when there was the 1-8, whatever it was. What was it? The 1-7, 2-8. Yeah, that was horrible. But his regular season approach, so like getting this team to win in the margins, like winning the offensive rebound battle every night, winning the turnover battle every night, winning the three-point attempt, three-pointer made battle, all these little things that just give you a little edge every game. And getting these guys, every single guy on the roster is playing their ass off every single night. And this culture he's built, it's incredible, man. Like I cannot believe they're this good. Like it doesn't like last night they got there without Brown. Now Phoenix didn't have Booker either, but you're trotting out they're trotting out a starting lineup that has Sam Hauser and Baylor Shireman, who were like neither guy you'd look at like, oh, that's a great defender. They're starting Keita as a center who like used to kind of be a liability defensively, and they've been the best defense in the league the past 10 games. Like it's and they've put some pretty good teams in that stretch. Like it's just crazy what they've accomplished this season. So yeah, I mean, I don't have much else. It seems like Tatum's coming back soon. And I just can't wait for the playoffs, dude. Like, I cannot wait to see what ends up happening with these guys. And I genuinely think they're going to go to the finals, which is crazy, but I genuinely do think so.
If Tatum comes back, then they will be in the finals. Because I don't like the Knicks series last year is like the most frustrating thing of all time because the Knicks are not a better team than them. I think if you gave truth serum to players on the Knicks, they knew that they got so fucking lucky winning that series. If you ran 100 simulations of that series, the Celtics would probably win 90 times. That was just like a series of like outliers and like unfortunate events. I feel like if we got another crack at them, if Tatum's back, we will beat them. I don't believe in the Cavs because they have James Harden, and James Harden's a loser in the playoffs. And I think the Pistons are a good story, and I think Kate Cunningham's legit, but I just feel like they're a really young team. And just like the way the NBA works is you got to get your heart broken before you win it. You don't usually just become a great team and then you just, you win. It's like, no, you got to get your heart broke a little bit before you learn how to win. So
yeah, they did have a good battle with the Knicks last year, I will say. Like they did get a little bit of playoff medal.
Yeah, not like that. It's not like that.
Not
you
enough,
know how it
yeah.
is. You're a Celtics fan. We had to get our heart
I
broken
know, but the
many times.
The one example would be OKC, where they kind of just had one playoff run, and the next year they won it. So I don't think the Pistons are going to win the championship. I think they're just kind of like they have one really good offensive player with Cade, and I think they're kind of too reliant on him as it is for like a full playoff run. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it's like I think they definitely have the best team. The Knicks, that series sucked, dude. Like those two, I feel like it's forgotten how bad those first two games were. We were up by 20 and lost both of them. Like that never should have been the case. Like, I don't know if we would have won the championship last year. I think that team kind of has it like the Porzingis illness thing kind of like screwed them at the end of the day. They weren't going to overcome that, but it's somehow like who would have thought this roster you'd feel this good about it? But credit to Brad, credit to Missoula, credit to all the play development guys they have.
Yep. The only thing that still scares me, or I don't want to say scares me, but like, is the 3-point attempts per game. We still are like, I know it's a metrics thing and the analytics thing, but just
they haven't been as ridiculous this year though. Like they haven't been like they're shooting a lot, but they're doing a lot of like Pritchard and Brown are doing a lot of work in the mid range.
I
They
mean, they're
definitely
still
got too
first.
reliant last year.
They're still first in the league in 3-point attempts, I think, by a fairly healthy margin. So it's still Missoula ball. Granted, I think
Is it?
you would know a little bit better than me, but
I'm
yeah, I think
I'm not crazy about them shooting all those threes too, but I'm an old school guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not an analytics guy. That's not my thing.
not that style of analytics. I think there's
Yeah.
value in it, but yeah,
Yeah, right. No, but like I do, there are guys like on the team that I want shooting those volumes of threes. Like I want Derek White shooting a high volume of threes. I want Peyton
Mhm.
Pritchard shooting a high volume of threes. But
Yeah.
I'm not trying to nitpick, but last night I was watching the game. It's like, dude, Ron Harper Jr. took like 7 threes. I don't think he made one. It's like, dude, no, you should not, just because you're open, you should not be shooting 3-pointers. That's not your game. But that is kind of like the philosophy of the team that I'm not really like crazy about. It's like, well, you're open, you shoot. It's like, no, you don't have the skills. You're not good enough
Yeah.
to do that, you know? So
Yep.
that's just nitpicking though.
I agree with that though. Like not everyone should have the green light all the time. Because like
Yep.
eventually like teams will just start giving that up to certain people. It's like, okay, that I don't that's fine. You can shoot, you know?
Yeah, they're second in the league in attempts. There's a lot of teams close. I mean, like I think a
Where
big difference
I
is
looked it up earlier and I saw
do we have a chat here. I have it up right here. I don't know how to send it to you, but I mean, I think a little difference is like last year you had Horford and Porzingis as your main bigs, and they were shooting a ton of threes. Where this year, like Kada, even Vooch hasn't really been getting them up. Brown, like Tatum, obviously got a ton up. Brown's kind of been getting to the hoop a lot more this year. Yeah, I mean, it is like a lot of the math thing, though. It's like it's the difference between just jacking up. I think in previous seasons they had a tendency of just jacking up threes. It was like, oh, I'm just bringing it up and shooting a three. And it was like, that's not a good shot. Like, I don't care. Like, your expected value of a bad three isn't worth taking a three. Where, like, this year, it's like they're just constantly moving offensively and generating really good threes. And that's,
I'm good
difference.
with. Yeah,
like,
that I'm
how's
good
their
with.
open three is like, yeah, give me that all day.
Yes.
Give me a
And
Derek White three all day.
Yes. And it's the thing that bothered me in the past is like they would just try to shoot themselves out of a slump mid-game.
Yeah.
When they were like struggling offensively.
Tatum has a problem with doing that.
Yeah, he does. But I don't know. I think it's the whole team. I know Tatum has a problem doing it, but at the end of the day, Tatum, I think, in some sense, maybe has earned that a little bit because we've seen it over and over again. He hits one, he's hitting like 4.
Yeah.
The next 4 out of the next 6 possessions. Like that's what happens with him. He just gets hot.
Yeah, I think if there's one thing he can learn from this Brown season, is like Brown's like 0 for 4 from 3. He's like, fuck it, I'm getting the hoop. Sometimes Tatum will be like, I'm 0 for 6. I gotta hit one. I'll keep shooting them. Instead of just being like, I put my head down, get into the basket, and then, like, see something go in. Now, like, not trying to hate on Tatum. I love Tatum. I can't wait to see him play. I cannot wait to see him take the court, man.
I know.
That's gonna be electric. I think if it's next Wednesday night, we might need to take a week off from the podcast because we're watching that game live. Maybe a live stream. Who knows?
Maybe I could be down with that. Actually,
that'd be kind of cool.
I don't think it's going to be Wednesday night though, Brew. I think it's going to be this Sunday night. I think we're going to get him a little early. I think we get a nice Sunday night present.
You think? You don't think there's a conspiracy theory about his little docu-series or whatever and lining it up and
314?
Yeah, that whole conspiracy theory.
Yeah, he keeps putting stuff up for 314 and they play on the 14th. I forget how to play.
There's a lot of little inklings.
I think it is, yeah.
Because Tatum said his first game back is going to be at home.
Yeah, they play the Wizards on 314.
Yeah.
That's not fair to poor Washington.
Yeah, they got some tough games.
They don't deserve that.
So they got, after the Sixers, they got Bucks, Hornets, Mavs, and then it's Cavs, Spurs, Thunder is a 3 in a row they have. That's a tough, on the road. Jesus.
I'd like to see him back before that stretch.
Yeah, give him like 3 or 4 games of 4 of those, but I don't want to bring him back. Right. Yeah, he's not going to come back in the road. So
bring him back after that. Screw it.
It's either the 4th or the 1st, the 4th, or the 14th. Otherwise, he may not be coming back.
Yeah.
But I think he's coming back.
I think he's coming back.
I just feel like it would be so weird for him to travel with the whole team, do the scrimmages, do all this shit, do the commercials. It's like, actually, no, I'm not going to play. Okay.
He clearly
and
wants
I think it's, yeah, and I think it's as soon as he got injured, he started talking about coming back. I think it's that doesn't go away. I don't think that can go away. Of like him saying and working so hard and putting in all this effort to come back. I think it'll be hard for him not to at this point, especially the track that he's on.
I mean, you gotta remember, not that basketball isn't all these guys' lives, but a lot of these players, they like the game. You know what I mean? But they have other things that are important to them. In Jason Tatum's life, the only thing that matters to him is his mom, douche, and basketball. Those are the only things that are important to him. Oh, and he has a daughter too. Those are the only things that are important to him. You know what I mean? Like he's not like a party guy. He's not like a movie guy. He's not like this. Not like that's it. It's family and basketball. That like this is his life. It's killing him to not be able to play.
Yeah. No, that I totally agree. So that'll wrap things up. So we'll plan on doing. We'll see what next week brings with the Celtics stuff. Any free agency news, maybe we pop on. Maybe we do like a fun episode one night next week too, like some favorite Patriots moments over the years. I'd love to do something like that. But yeah, otherwise, thank y'all for listening. Any topics y'all want to hear us discuss, make sure you send us a text or something. But yeah, that'll wrap up the podcast. Thanks you guys for joining.
Sure, peace. Go Pats.
Go Pats.
Go Pats and Celtics.
And Celtics.
And Celtics.